The action takes place in the office of a Professor of Anthropology. It is winter in the year 2050. A male human from 20,000 years ago, the Magdalenian period, who lives in the Dordogne Valley, is time transported to 2050, where he lands in the office of a professor who specializes in this period. This astonishing arrival, together with some exciting new acoustic and linguistic advances, proves an unexpected opportunity for her to learn about life in southwest France 20,000 years ago, and vice versa, for him to learn of modern life.
Yes, that's right, Brian. Like you, we've been studying prehistoric human culture. In our case, it's the Magdalenian culture, which, as you know, thrived here in southwest France in the Dordogne Valley some 20,000 years ago. But the most exciting thing is that we've been able to reconstruct their language using a completely new technology. Huh? Well, yes. But by nano-audio sensing techniques, we've been able to recover echoes from the caves where they lived all those years ago. We can actually listen and recover their conversations. It seems that the dense rock surrounding the caves has acted as a storage medium. We've been able to tap into that storage. Oh, yes, astonishing it is. But there's more. Our linguists in Bordeaux have developed a device that we call the Magda. It can translate to and from Magdalenian and English. I have it here. I wouldn't have dreamt it possible. Who would have thought that echoes, conversations could be recovered and then translated? But they can. You must come over and visit us. We would love to hear more about your own work on prehistoric cultures in North America. Yes. Okay. Goodbye. Hello? How did you get in? Can I help you? Are you lost? It looks like you're in a pageant or a play. Is this a joke? Pardon? What did you say? Wow, you are dressed just as we think of someone from the Paleolithic age, perhaps from the time of Magdalenian man 20,000 years ago. Are you from our drama department? Boku, boku. That sounds like Magdalenian. Let me put on Magda.
Boku, boku, I'm Andret. Hello, where am I?
You're in my office at the university in France.
What is an office? What is a university? What is France?
I can't believe this. Somehow you seem to have come forward 20,000 years. Maybe we did something to disturb the nanotime structures in that cave when we recovered the echoes. It's incredible.
Do you say that I've traveled to many sun years ahead? The future? How could I do that?
I don't know, but this is a miracle. We are studying your culture using archaeology and anthropology. It's a very slow process. I've spent most of my life on it, teaching and research. And still what we know is full of gaps. So there are many questions. But now I can just ask you.
From your shape, I think you are a woman. Your lips are red. I like this. But you're not clothed like a woman. What is that covering your legs? Do you not have furs? It is winter. But I cannot believe your cave. It is so warm, so soft, so light. Where does the warmth and the light come from?
Oh, no, please don't. You'll break it. It's glass.
Huh? What is glass? I can see into another world. Are your gods there?
No, I doubt it. Just people going home from work, like you would go home from hunting or fishing.
They don't seem to have caught anything.
They don't need to. I'll explain.
What is that black thing you are touching?
Oh, it's called a phone. Later, I'll tell you what has happened in the last 20,000 years. But first, I want to learn about your lives. I don't know if you'll disappear as quickly as you came. I have so many questions. Where do you live? Do you have a family? How many people live in your cave? What do you eat? Are there fights with other tribes?
I need to know what has happened too. All this is too much for me to understand. But first, I will answer your questions. We live near the big river Drugo. We have a good cave above the river. We can see a long way. It is safe. I have a woman, and she gave me 6 children, but 2 died after a few weeks. My father and mother are dead too, but my father lived many sun years, a good old age, 43 sun years.
Oh, that's young to die. We live almost twice as long now. I'll explain later why.
It is so warm here in your cave, and you look very well fed. I have not seen a woman so big. You must have good animals here. Good hunting, good fishing.
Yes, we do. Please, go on.
It is cold where I have come from. I go into the forest to get wood every day and keep the fire going so that my children are warm and my woman can cook something for us to eat. It is hard to find things to eat in winter.
What can you find?
I can find rabbits. There are lots near our cave. But really, what I want to find is deer. One will feed all of us for a few days. But they are very fast, and I have to get all my tribe to help. We have to hunt together to get deer. But bison is what we really want. We have not caught one for many moons, but they can feed us for weeks.
How many people in your tribe? About 40. What else do you eat?
After midsummer, we can catch salmon in Drugo. There are many, many of them. We can almost walk across the river on them. Oh. It is a very good time for us. Salmon is good for our children. We can store them too by smoking over our fire. It is the best food of all. Some other tribes try to take them from our Drugo river, but we fight them away. Do you have salmon?
Hardly any in Drugo now. We call it the Dordogne.
Huh? That must be terrible to have no salmon. Yet you are so big, well fed.
Well, maybe to you, but I am of normal size today. True, we have a lot of food, maybe too much. Can I offer you some food?
Nope. We ate rabbit yesterday. I caught 6.
Tell me, we've discovered paintings in the caves around where you live. Why do you go down into those dark places and paint on the walls?
Well, because that is where we can get close to the gods. Surely you know, they live in the center of the earth. We want to ask them to help us with our hunting. So we go down into the deep caves and paint bison and horses and deer. Then the gods can see what we need and send it to us when we hunt.
But it must be very dark and very cold down there.
It is, but we take burning branches. Only some people are allowed to go. Only the men, the best hunters, and the elders. We make the colors from what we can find in the earth. I do it. I like to do it. I paint, and sometimes I find a piece of the cave wall that looks like the shape of an animal's head. I use that in my painting. It is a very good feeling to be there making pictures close to the gods. Often the gods will send me animals a few days after my painting.
So, women do not go there? Why not?
Only men can approach the gods. But anyway, women do not like to go down there in the dark and cold, and they have lots to do looking after the children and the old people, like my uncles and aunts who are old. More than 30 sun years. The women have to get food too, like us men.
Oh, how unfair. Only men can approach the gods. But I can see that the women have a lot to do with so many children. What food do the women gather?
Ah, ha, ha, ha. My woman is very clever. She knows where to find nuts, and berries, and honey in the forest, but she does not like to go too far. There is much forest, and she can get lost. There are bears and wolves there too. We keep the fires burning all night. One of my uncles was attacked and killed by a bear when he let his fire go out.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yes, it happens a lot. We buried my uncle with his spears. I found the bear and killed it, but we don't eat bear meat. It's not good.
Oh, really?
No.
How about plants? Do you sow seeds in the earth to grow things to eat?
Oh, no, we tried it. We know how to do it, but it takes a lot of time to plant seeds and then look after them, stop animals getting to them, to protect the crops all year. Then someone from another tribe can take them. It's much easier for us to just take what we need from the land and the forest and the river. Then we have time to rest and play.
So there's plenty to eat.
Most of the time we have plenty, but sometimes in winter we are a bit hungry when we have finished the salmon. There are some roots that my wife finds, but the children need food more than we do. A good food for them is the jelly in the animal bones. It's good for their teeth too, to chew on the bones.
What do you do when it gets dark? Is it cold and frightening?
Oh, it can be cold in winter. We have coats made from fur like this to keep us warm, but my woman is always telling me that her feet are cold. We do make shoes for our feet, but it's hard. One of my aunts is good at it. The children keep needing new shoes. That means finding sinews and skins and making needles. I can't sew. My aunt does it all.
Well, that hasn't changed. Most men still don't do it. To tell you the truth, I can't sew either.
What? You cannot sew? I don't believe you. It is woman's work to make the clothes. Your children must be cold. Is the future so cruel?
No, we have lots of clothes, but I don't make any of them. I will explain. My work is here in this office. I don't have to sew or hunt or gather food. I don't even look after my children because I have to come here each day.
What? I cannot understand any of this. You will have to explain. But us, yes, we do keep warm. We have plenty of wood for the fire and we all sleep near it. My son, who is 9 sun years, has the job to keep it going all night, but he forgets sometimes.
Well, that is quite young. And it gets dark early in winter. Look, it's getting dark here now.
Yes, but the dark time is when we make our spears and arrows. It takes a long time to find the proper wood, the sinews, and to make a sharp point from slate or stone on the spear to kill the animals quickly. Otherwise, they can just run away and we lose them.
How about the children? I have one son. He doesn't like the dark.
Only one? You must ask the gods for more. One is not enough. To keep the children happy in the dark nights, we tell stories about our ancestors, about our hunts, about our fishing, about our fights with other tribes. They like to hear that until they fall asleep.
It must be even darker where you are. At night, do you look up at the sky, the stars?
Yes, we do. The stars tell us a lot. That is where our ancestors live.
Oh, which stars do they live on?
Oh, the one with shapes. The great bear, the small bear, the hunter, the dog. We can talk to our ancestors there on clear nights.
Oh, how wonderful.
We like to do it. They can look down and see us and help us to survive. They can also talk to the gods. My mother helps us a lot. In dreams, she tells us where to find food and how to keep the children well.
It sounds tough. Do you work very, very hard?
Sometimes, but not always. Often, most of the sun year, we have plenty to eat, and I don't need to go out and hunt for days. I can play with the children, teach them things, spend time with my relatives, and we can play games all day.
Oh, that's interesting. I always thought you had to work very hard. What else do you do when you're not hunting?
Well, nearly every night we tell stories. Sometimes my woman makes a drink from berries if we have enough of them. You just leave them in a little water for a few days and then they bubble. It makes a drink that makes us laugh. Then after that, we dance around the fire. The women and the children like that. The hunters are not so keen. A waste of energy, they say. Then we all laugh some more.
Yes, we have drinks like that.
Then sometimes we play games with pebbles and small square stones too. Some of us take stones and carve them into shapes. It is nice to do that in the long dark evenings, but it is very slow. The stones are hard.
Yes, yes, yes. We've discovered some small carvings from your time that are always of women. We call them Venus figurines, but I don't like them. The women aren't at all beautiful. They have very big breasts, very big buttocks, very big stomachs, and very small heads. We're puzzled. What are they for? What do they mean?
Well, we call them charms. They are very hard to make and very valuable. It takes a long time. I had to give a lot of salmon to my cousin to get one. If you hold them and pass them around from hand to hand, around the fire, they send messages to the god, and that helps us to have more children and keep us well. My woman loves to hold our charm, and it works. She is with child again. We need more children to help us.
That's what I thought. But why the big breasts, buttocks, and stomach, and small heads? Isn't that disrespectful to the women in your tribe, to your woman?
I don't know what you mean. We don't have a word like that. What is it, disrespectful?
Well, the charms that you make that we found just distort the female body. As a woman, I find them ugly. Disrespectful means that some women might be offended. The female form is celebrated in our times. There are many beautiful statues. I'm sure that my man would not find your carvings of women attractive.
Then there must be something wrong with you and your tribe. Our women love these charms. They help them to be fertile. No wonder you only have one child. You really need one of our charms. Yes, I think you are fertile. Ah, yes, you are.
That is rude. Charms. Yes, we found a few that are kept in places that we call museums. They have things made long ago in your time, which are precious to us, but not to make us fertile. Our museum here has one of these distorted women carvings, but I wouldn't be allowed to have it, and I wouldn't want to.
You're so stupid. You need it. You only have one child. You will go hungry when you are old.
Not as hungry as you.
We need more children and good health. We ask the gods through the cave walls. It happens when we hold and stroke these charms and pass them around the whole family when we sit around the fire. So we have to make them like that to make sure the gods understand.
But you see, we couldn't accept that rubbing a piece of stone with an ugly shape of a female body will help a woman to have more children. It's ridiculous.
Oh, you're wrong. It works. Anyway, how can I talk to me about disrespect or whatever you call it when you are here in this warm cave, and that means your children and your elders are all alone? You're not looking after them like a woman should. They will be cold and hungry.
You don't understand. I have another cave. It's not here. It's some way away from here where they're all warm and safe. Someone, not from my family, looks after them. I go there most nights. Sometimes, though, I have to go far from home for my work.
You have two caves far apart. You only go to the other one where your man and your family are at night. Some nights you are not there at all. You only have one child. I cannot believe what you are telling me. Also, I can see with my own eyes that you have no warm clothes. You say that you have food, but I cannot smell any or see any.
Oh, we have plenty of food, but you cannot see it. We can keep it a long time, for many months, in big, very cold boxes. I will show you one.
Nothing is colder than ice, and that will keep good food just for a week or two. I haven't been here long, but I feel empty, sad. I cannot smell the woods, the river, the fire, the rest of my family, the rest of the tribe. It's just you. Here it is lonely. There's nothing to see, no one to see, nothing to do. I could not live like this. If this is the future, I prefer my life.
It's not really like that. But I suppose we have lost something over all these years. The closeness of the family, the struggle together, the fresh air, the clean rivers, the forests, the healthy natural foods, the daily exercise to gather food.
If what you say is true, I wish I had not come. I used to think about some years to come. I thought it would be better, but it isn't. I feel trapped here. It's dull, heartless. I want to go back.
And I'm really surprised at this. You seem to have much more leisure time to play with your children and to spend with your older relatives than I ever do.
Yes, I don't like most of what you tell about your lives, but I need to know more.
Sorry, I've asked you too many questions. I'm so happy that you're here. You've cleared up so many things, and now it's your turn.
Yes, now it is my turn. I have many questions. How is your cave so warm and so light, yet you have no fire? How is it that I can see through your cave wall? You are so big.
I am not big.
You are. But where are the animals you eat? The forest where you get your berries and nuts and honey? The river full of fish? And what is that thing sticking on your ears?
Oh, it's so I can read, but you wouldn't know about that.
Why is your hair so short? What skins and furs do you use to make your strange clothes? They are so thin. They must be useless in the cold. You're a woman. You are still fertile, but you don't smell like one of ours. More like flowers. But it's winter. What is that thing like a charm that you hold? It is uglier than our charms, makes a noise. I never heard a sound like that. Oh, and there's something about the air here. It is bad. It is stale. And where do you get your fresh water?
We have lots.
Again, I do not understand. Where is your man? Where are your children? Where are your older ones, aunts and uncles? You are not looking after them. How about the bears and the wolves? You should be there with your family, not here alone, so far away.
Yes, it's my turn to answer questions. Where do I start? Oh no. Where are you? You've disappeared. Who will believe me?